Okay, good day to you guys. As I've already introduced, my name is Owen and we're going to play my first ever game of Rangers of Shadowdeep. Now, as we may have discussed, this is all about solo play, and here I am in my conservatory playing Rangers of Shadowdeep. You may hear the rain pitter-pattering on the roof here. You may hear the heater, which is just blowing softly here in the distance. But I hope that adds to the atmosphere. Well, I really hope. It's one of the coldest days of the year here in Wales, and here I am sat in the conservatory showing you Rangers of Shadowdeep. I've never played this before, so I may make a lot of mistakes. But please, I'll try and make it entertaining. I'll try and hope that you enjoy, wherever you are, a bit of solo play. Things are really difficult at the moment, as you can imagine, especially for us war gamers, fantasy gamers, just trying to get together with our friends in order to play some games. So I've finally sort of broken and decided to play this. Although it sounds really appealing, it seems like a really, really good game. It's Rangers of Shadowdeep by Joseph A. McCulloch, who is quite a well-known games designer, who has designed a number of small skirmish games and the famous Oathmark for fantasy wargaming. And here I'm going to take my first step into this game. The scenario I'm going to play is called The Deserted Village, but I'm going to introduce you first to some of the characters that are involved in this. As you may know, if you've listened to some of the things I've done on the Crown of Command, or the D6 generation, or even my own storytelling channel, Time Between Times Storytelling, this is going to be a narrative game. It's going to be all about what happens in our imaginations as much as what happens on the table here. The table is supposed to be played on a 3 foot by 3 foot. This is a little bit smaller. It's one of the Citadel Shattered Dominion tiles. So which I believe is about 2 foot by 2 foot. So we're a little bit smaller than what is recommended. As you can see, I'm no painter, guys, okay? And I don't claim to be, but I am a gamer, and all the stuff I've got here I've painted myself, apart from obviously the pre-painted scenery, but the figures are all of my own making. I took a while to think about the party I was going to use, and I know nothing about how the game works. I know nothing about what is good and what is bad to take, but I thought in my mind, what shall I use? And what I decided to go with is the leader of my party, my ranger, is this fella here. And his name is Gorosh. And Gorosh is the Lord of Calgor, the son of the Lord of Calgor. But now, thrust upon him, he is the Lord of Calgor. This is the kingdom of Alador, and only a few weeks ago, the Shadowdeep arrived, which is what this game is all about. And the Shadowdeep is a creeping darkness that pulls across the land, corrupting everything where it goes. And the Rangers of Shadowdeep are little groups of heroes who want to fight against this darkness. It's a doomed fight, but they're going to try. And my group are led by Garash. Now, because of the scenery I've got available to me, I've changed this a little bit from the scenario in the book, The Deserted Village, and Garash and his faithful hound, Melter, here, have gone out to one of his father's watchtowers deep in the woods at the end of their land, at the end of their what they own, the borders with their neighbouring lords, to a watchtower where they've not heard from anyone for a while. And one of their scouts, a ranger called Aventine, went out to see what was going on here a couple of days ago, and he has not been heard from since. So Garash, Melter, his faithful hound, and some of his adventuring party, or group of friends, are going to explore this area and find out exactly what is going on. Now, as I said, we've got Garash. This is the old, some of you may well know this, and I'll try and get a closer up for you when I put this out. This is the old Felix model from Citadel, Gotrek and Felix. I have a Melter, which is Welsh for lightning, which is his faithful hound, is a wolf model from Bad Squiddo. Lovely model, really like that. We then have a couple of his companions, and Fortek is one of his companions here, who is an elven wizard. Now, just before the Shadowdeep arrived, an envoy from the elves of the nearby forest was visiting Goresh's father, and they were trapped there. And Fortek is one of those envoys, and he's a magician of some renown. And he has a bodyguard. And Fortek's bodyguard here is called Kyra, and she's a fighting elven warrior. And she's with us as well on this adventure today, hoping to find out what is going on in the Shadowdeep. We also have Kaini is one of Goresh's father's men-at-arms. She is a renowned warrior in the area. She's a barbarian. She's from one of the local tribes, and she is full of courage and is also with us today. And we also have Bet. Bet is an arcanist and a healer, and she spends a lot of her time in this forest. She is very, very keen to find out what is going on today as well. This is another Bad Squiddo model there. We have some really old Citadel models here. This is going back really, really years ago. Some Citadel elves and some Bad Squiddo and a couple of other models as well. My bad guys in the scenario are zombies, but the figures I had were skeletons. And they're these beautiful skeleton models that are Wargames Foundry, and we'll be using those today. I've had to supplement a couple of models because I didn't have a lot of giant rats, which were a prerequisite for this game. But I have got this giant rat, which is a bit of history in this giant rat, if you can see him there. This giant rat I bought probably in about 1983, 84, in a shop where on the counter there was a small turntable with some bags and with some metal figures in. It's one of the first ever Citadel models released, and it was one of the first Wargames figures I ever bought. I bought a skeleton, not one of these ones, a gladiator, and this giant rat, who is taking part in a game today. And he hasn't taken part in many games over all those years, really, so it's going to be an outing for him. We are starting off the game. Rangers of Shadowdeep is a solo game, so I will be moving my characters, but I will also be moving the villains as well. When I roll the dice, the white dice is going to be the dice that my heroes are going to use, and one of the red dice is going to be the villains. This game lasts for 8 turns, so we're going to have that running there. The blue gems you may see on the board are actually clues, and my task in this game is to find out what is going on at the watchtower. So we're going to be seeking out the clues. We've just got to try and survive for 8 turns, really, as these creatures draw in on us. Now, what has happened is Garash has come here with his party. They're split up to explore the surrounding area just as the time between times. Night is starting to fall. The darkness falls like a shroud, and they can barely see their hands in front of their faces. And then they hear the noise of the living dead, which start creeping around and coming towards them. The living dead and something else that may be far more sinister. It's up to them to survive until the dawn, really. So, let's explore. Let's see what happens. And let's just see if we enjoy ourselves, really. Let me just check something before we start. Excellent. Okay, good stuff. Right, here we go. Right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Rangers of Shadowdeep, as I said, and it runs to a certain way that the turns are made, really. And they start off with the adventurers being able to move, then the enemies start to move, and then at the end of each turn we do a little event check using the playing cards that you may see down there as well. So as I just, excuse me just for a moment, okay, just please just sit back, relax and enjoy. I am working my way through this for the first time, so what it starts off with the ranger phase, then comes the creature phase, then the companion phase, then the event phase. Okay, so what we're going to do is actually we'll start our way off. It's the ranger phase, and the ranger phase he can move, but also he can move any of the companions which are actually very close to him. So when we start off, Garrosh is with Mehter, and he's with the barbarian Kaini, who is nearby. They can hear something in the distance coming towards them. They can hear something just about creeping and shuffling its way towards them. So they're going to start off by moving, and then we'll go from there. So right, okay, we look at Garrosh. Garrosh is the second son of the Lord who lives nearby. He's been thrust into the limelight, and he has to show some courage. He's always been a bit of a playboy. He tends to drink a lot, he tends to gamble a lot, and he has never had much responsibility. But that changes today, my friends, okay, as he has to do battle with those that are creeping in on his lands. He can hear something in front of him. So at the start of turn 1, he's going to move of 7 inches. So he's quite a fast-moving character. He is going to move into base contact. As he walks through the darkness, he comes face to face with one of these creatures of the dark. And now he is going to fight them. Okay, I'm confident, I hope I'm confident enough that he's going to be able to manage that. So Kaini, the brave barbarian, is going to summon all her courage and head into that twisted wood just a bit further over there. She's going to take 2 actions. So first of all, in fact, I think I better do the actions, hadn't I? So anyway, Garrosh is going to walk into there and fight against that skeleton who is shuffling towards him. The skeleton is armed with a sword and a shield, and our warrior is armed with an ancestral sword that he's brought with him for this very purpose. He feels courage by just having that there. So, right, okay, let's go with it. I'm going to go with the zombie first of all, so please forgive me as I flick through the book. Okay, zombies have fight +0. Whereas my warrior has fight +3. So actually, he's got a bit of an advantage. So what we do is we roll 2d20s. Okay, there my guy has rolled a 7. The zombie has rolled a 6. So I win the combat, but not by much. I raise my sword and bring it down. The zombie tries to block the blow, but sliding from his hacked and rusty blade, my warrior manages to hit him and score some damage. Now, zombies, I've got 6 points of damage, whereas I've only beat him by 1. So what I do is, I add my fight to that as well. So I score 10, he scores 6. Okay, I take away the zombie's armor, which is 12. So even though I hit him, I do no damage whatsoever. In fact, I probably cut off his arm, which falls to the ground, and he barely even notices. So maybe I was a little bit overconfident in sending my fellow in there to battle. But we shall see. Okay, that's good. Excellent. Okay, Kaini. Remember, this is all happening at the same time, so she's not reacting to the combat in front of her at the moment. But she's going to make her way. She can move twice in a turn, so that will give her a 12-inch move. And with that, she's going to make her way all the way to this clue marker here. As she starts to stride through the forest, she starts to break away the branches in front of her, pushing away the trees which seem to be very much alive until she comes there to that clue marker. And she's going to use her second action to actually see what that clue marker is. So I've got the book in front of me here, and what I can do is I can look in here and it'll tell me exactly how I find out. Now then, here we go. I'm working my way through this. As I said, it's the first time, which is great. So here we go. Clue marker. So I roll a d20 again. So I'm going to roll the white dice, because that is the hero's dice, and see what we get. 17. Okay, what does she find? Treasure. Treat the clue marker as a treasure token. If this token is being carried by a hero at the end of the scenario, you may roll to see what treasure has been found. So wow, there was some treasure kept in this old watchtower. And now it's back in the possession of its rightful owners. So she's found a treasure, and at the end of the game, we'll find out exactly what she's found. But she's keeping it there. So I'm just going to make a little note on her there that she's found a treasure token. Wow, now that's a good start for adventurers. We find out exactly what is going on and where we're going from here. Now, Melter is a hound. So Melter cannot find treasures, he can't pick things up, and he never strays far from his master's side. So what Melter is going to do with a move of 8, so he's got plenty of movement, he's going to move straight in here, and he is going to, with the support of his master, he is going to attack the zombie. I think he saw his master stride off into the dark. He could hear the clash of steel. So all of a sudden he thinks, right, something's going on, let's go for it. Okay, so hand-to-hand combat. Let's have a little look. He now supports, so what happens now, he has the support of his master, Garrosh. So all of a sudden, Melter, who has fight +1 against the zombie +0, so he has +2 from his master's support, so he's going to fight with a +3 advantage over the zombie. So here we go, let's see what happens. It's a 9 and an 18. Oh my gosh, is this the world's hardest skeleton? This skeleton must be the master of all skeletons, one of the greatest beasts ever known to man. And he defeats him. So we have our hero, Mechlder the Warhound, has a fight of +1, plus his 2 for support from Garrosh. So he has a +3, so he scores a 12. The zombie, with fight +0, scores 18. So he beats him by 6 points. Now, Mechlder has an armour of 10. So actually, when I take that 10 away, he does not do enough damage to cause any health wounds to the hound. So even though the hound leaps up and tries to bite at him, he doesn't succeed in doing anything to him, which is a bit of a relief for the zombie. But well, there we are. So here we go. Let me just check that I'm doing that right. Okay, so both figures roll the dice, both figures add their fight stat and any other stats from magic bonus to the winner based on the combat, apply any damage modifiers, subtract the opponent's armour from this total, apply any damage modifiers rare and powerful. Right, okay. So, oh, hang on a second then. So I think I'm actually doing that wrong. So let's have a look. Both figures roll the dice. Mechlder rolls a 9 plus 2, so that's +3, sorry. So that gives him 12. Zombie rolls an 18, straight 18. Both figures add their fight stat. Boom, we determine the winner based on the highest combat score. So the zombie has got 18, the Mechlder has a 12. Apply any damage modifiers? No. Subtract the opponent's armour from this total. So Mechlder has a armour of 10. Apply any damage modifiers. If this total is greater than 0, subtract that many health point. Okay, boom, right. Within the size where the moment can't push or step back. So actually, this looks pretty bad for our faithful hound. Straight away, okay, so it's an 18 score against a score of 12, so that's it. So okay, 18, so we take away 10, which is Mechlder's armour, which is his thick houndy hide, and he takes 8 points of damage, which leaves him on 0. So with a yelp, our faithful hound hits the ground. There's a rhyme there, isn't it? And is out of the game, which is a bit of a wake-up call for his master. Oh, okay, right. That is my turn as regards to my ranger. Okay, so let me go. Now we move to the creature phase. Okay, so the creatures are here. There's a small little chart which helps me find out exactly what the creature's going to do in this game. So I'm just going to go to that right now and see exactly what happens, because this could look a bit bad for my heroes, even in turn 1. All right, that's looking really rough, isn't it? Okay, is the creature right? Let's start with this fellow here. Okay, is the creature in combat? Well, no. Proceed to step 2. If the creature has a missile weapon, he does not, and it is in range, it will shoot the closest hero. If not, use the second action to reload. Otherwise, he will move towards the closest hero, and if this takes it into combat, it will use his fight. Okay, so bang. Okay, what's his movement as a zombie? Again, I'm just going to work through here. His move is 4. So I would suggest, using my tape measure, he has got enough movement to get him into combat here with Bet, our Arcanist. That's not exactly what you wanted, but here we are. Let's see what's going to happen. Bet is the white dice. Our skeleton warrior is the red dice once more. Ah, Bet's done herself proud here. Look at that. Bang. 17. She's got a fight +2, so that gives her a score of 19 against the skeleton's score of a base 16. So Bet wins with a score of 19. We take away the zombie or skeleton's armour, which I'll just check what that is. The armour for it's 12, so it's quite high. Okay, so we got a score of 19, take away 12, so that gives us a 6, I believe, yeah? And he's got a health of 6. So with a smash from a great staff, the first of these evil creatures hits the ground, which is good to see. But we also here have the giant rat. The giant rat uses the same score here as our skeleton enemy. So he is looking around. He's an ancient rat. He's waited in the box for many years to see this battle, let me tell you guys. Okay, so he has got a movement. If I have a look through the bestiary, which is supplied in the book, okay, he has got a Let me see what he's got here. Okay, giant rat, giant fly, giant rat. A move of 6. Okay, so he is looking between our two heroes here. We have got the barbarian, the bodyguard of our faith, Kyra, the bodyguard, or we've got Bet. Now I think Bet is a bit closer than Kyra, who's standing just over 4 inches away, and Bet is just over 3. So our giant rat scuttles out of the darkness again towards our hero. So let's see what happens here. Right, the giant rat has a fighter +0. Bet has her +2. So here we go. Okay, 5 and 10. Now that's not good, is it? So she gets a 7 compared to the giant rat's 10. So the giant rat is fighting with a 10. Let's have a look what that happens there. So, not a lot probably. So Bet's armour, even though she's just wearing some robes, is an armour of 10. So even though he wins, he does not do any damage, but he can push her back slightly, which he does. So this fierce giant rat is in combat. Same move as we go over here. We can see that there's a zombie there, and he's going to rush towards our elven caster. In he comes here as well. This is straight on, isn't it, folks? Out of the darkness, these creatures are coming, giving our adventurers little time to prepare, to be honest. But, hey, that's what it's all about. Fortek, what have you got? Okay, he is fight +0. He's not a fighter, he's a caster. And the zombie is, again, +0 himself. So it's a straight roll on this one. Let's have a look. 15 all. That's a draw. That's a straight up draw, okay? Because my Arcanist has a fighter +0, and so does the skeleton. So they push each other back there, okay? We'll just leave that as it goes there. I'm not entirely sure if that is really correct, but we'll go with it. Okay, and the other creature we have here is right out of the way. So let's have a look, use the chart, and find out exactly what this creature does. As I say, I'm new to this, so this is going to be interesting, just to see what our creature does. So, step 1, is he in combat? No, he's not. Number 2, is there a hero within line of sight? No, there's not. Proceed to step 3. Does the scenario include a target point? I believe the target points in the scenario are actually the clue tokens. So the creature is going to make his way, doubles actioned, towards the nearest clue token that he can see. Now, he knows that there's one in the forest, so he's going to make his way that way. So there, he starts making his way into the woods here to around this point with a double move. Okay, it's the companion's turn. So now the companions that were close to Garesh have already moved, but now it's time for those companions who are a little bit further away. Now, I'm going to go with Fortek first. Now, Fortek is not a fighter, but he is a wizard, and he does have a few spells to his repertoire. He has Burning Light, he has Heal, and he has Magic Bolt. So let's see exactly what he can do with those, because that could be really important, couldn't it? Okay, let's have a look at the spells. Now he's got that creature in front of him. He's seen exactly what that creature can do. So, oh wow, Burning Light. Make a +3 attack against all undead creatures within 8 inches on line of sight of this caster. Or he's got Magic Bolt. Caster makes a +5 magic shooting attack against one figure within line of sight. I think he's going to go with that. He can use these spells. He's going to keep Burning Light for a desperate time. So he is going to cast a spell against the skeleton. Now this is a straight roll, but the skeleton can't win. He can only not take damage. Okay, so let's see how we get on. Gosh, that white dice is doing me no favours whatsoever, is it? Even with +5, which gives Fortek a total of 7, he scores 7, and the skeleton's armour, the magic bolt just brushes aside. In fact, it hits the zombie and seems to fizzle out as it hits him. That's quite scary for our hero. And what he's going to do is use his second action to move a little bit. Fortek has got a move of 6, so he's going to move this way down to here. Okay. There, Fortek has tried his best, both in combat and in using his magical skills, to try and beat that skeleton in front of him. But as he rushes past, Kyra, his bodyguard, been his bodyguard for centuries, a really trustworthy warrior, with a move of 6, is going to have to actually do her job here and step in front of this skeleton with her plenty of movement. She rushes towards the skeleton in order to see what she can do to help her master and help the quest here. She is a renowned and has fought against many beasts, has led quests on her own in the past. So we are in full confidence of what she will do here. And her confidence, our confidence was well placed. Here she is, she scores 15, okay, which is really, really good hit. She has a fight at +4, so she's the best fighter we've got on board here, I believe, unless my other barbarian can match her. Oh yeah, with +4 each as well. So both of them are really good fighters. So she scores 15. She gets +4 for her attack, which gives her a score of 19, which is great. And our zombie friend, well, he's not our friend, he scores a straight 10. So she rushes forward, brandishing her weapons. She scores as I said, a 19. The zombie has an armour of 12, so we take that away, so that leaves us with 7 points of damage. The zombie has a health of 6, so with a flurry of blades, the zombie hits the ground. Whew! Well, there's something for us, isn't it? That's great. Excellent. Okay, so what have we got here now? What are we going with? And we've got our healer, the Arcanist, is going to see what she can do as well here in this turn before we go anywhere with Bet. Bet, in fact, her courage is boundless. So she's going to rush forward and see what she can do against the giant rat. So here we go. Bet has got a +2 fight. Giant rat is +0, and it's 8-8. So the low rolls here, isn't it? So she scores a 10, giant rat scores an 8. But the 10, when you take away the giant rat's armour, which is considerable, I believe. Let me just see what the giant rat is doing. The armour is 6, actually. So she scores Bet scores a 10. The giant rat scores an 8. So that's 10. Boom. So that's 4 points of damage on the giant rat. And it's only got health 1. So look at that. He's waited 30 odd years in the box, in the garage, and he has been slain on turn 1. But never mind, forget. He could come back very, very quickly. We shall see. And that is the end of that turn. They've all moved, I believe, haven't they? Yeah, I believe they all have. So what we do now is looking at the scenario, again provided in the book. It's a really nice book, this, and I'll make sure you all get a good chance to see this if you haven't already. We will see exactly what happens in the scenario. So here we go. Let me find it. Here it is. Right, yeah. I draw a card. I have drawn a number of cards here out of a normal playing deck. These cards correspond with events that happen at the end of the event phase. I have shuffled them, but just to do that, so the first card drawn is red 3. Now, according to the chart here, zombies. Place 2 additional zombies on the table at the centre point of 2 different randomly determined table edges. So what I'll do is I will use this dice, and each of the D20 has a little pointing sort of arc there. So no, I won't actually. I've got a better way. Why not use it? I went upstairs to get it before we started, so I'm going to use a D4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Oh, Garesh, you could be in trouble again, as another zombie joins us on the board here. Okay, so that's number 1. Now we've got another zombie joining us, also at number 1. Oh my gosh, just off the table there must be a graveyard, creepy graveyard filled with undead creatures. And our Ranger of Shadowdeep has got a lot to do to get through this game, my friends. Okay, and his faithful hound has already bit the dust. Okay, here we go. Second turn, Ranger's turn. Got a lot to do. Okay, so Ranger, about time you earned your crust here. So Garesh now fighting 3 zombies. So that zombie in the centre is supported by 2 further zombies, which I believe will give him a +4 when it comes to combat, because he has 2 supporting zombies. So I'll check that, but let's have a look. 2 examples. +2 is another hero in combat with figure, not in combat. Yep, so there we go. So, right, okay. One above. Okay. He gets +2, actually. No, +4. Okay. So, white for our hero, and the rest of the red dice for the zombies. Let's have a look. What a legend. Look at that. Out of nowhere, our hero produces his finest act so far. And when I look at the skills that I gave Garesh, he's got dash, he's got deadly strike, and he's got powerful blow. Okay, so if we have a look at those skills that I gave him earlier on when I created this party, I will show you exactly what that does for him, which is rather good actually. Let me have a look. Skill list. Acrobatics. All of these are heroic abilities, not skills. They are slightly different. He's got deadly strike. The ranger may use this ability if he has rolled a natural 18 or a 19 during the fight. Treat that roll as a critical hit. So that's what he's going to do. He's going to treat this roll as a critical hit, okay, which gives him +5 damage. Our zombie friend, who became rather complacent, I believe, when his friend's alive, scores 6 + 4 is 10. Our friend, we scored 23. So really, we would have scored 13 points of damage, plus the deadly strike would have been giving us 18 points of damage. The zombie has a really low health, hasn't he? I think it's 6, isn't it? We looked earlier on. So let's have a little look through the book here and see exactly what he's got. Piece 3, zombies, last, Z. No Z in the Welsh alphabet, but there is here. Here we go. Z, health 6, so blast. He's battered. He batters the zombie, okay, with a blow from his blade, which is really good to see. Now, he's in a bit of bother here, isn't he? But that is not going to scare Garesh, okay? He is a warrior of great renown. So he's going to move back, actually. Okay, he's going to move to there. And we are going to bring our barbarian friend, Kaylee, who has fought many wars for the Lords of Arundel in the past. She is going to move back out to the forest there in order to pal up and battle these oncoming beasts. Right, okay, it's the creature phase. Okay, really creature phase. As you can see, things are starting to move a little bit quicker for us now. So, using the what has happened in the past, using the table of what we've got, neither of these creatures are in combat. Okay, so they were supporting another zombie, so they are going to move towards the nearest heroes. So I believe what we would have, although I don't know with a move of 4 if that zombie's going to get in there against Garesh. Yes, he does. He does. He's going to get there as well. So the zombies shuffle forward to battle with our heroes. Let's have let's see what Garesh does again before moving to Kane and see how we get on. Garesh. Oh, he's on fire. I can see a 70. Oh, I thought he was on fire till I looked over and saw what the zombie scored. So anyway, let's see. I think it's going to be a win. No, it's going to be okay. The zombie scored 19, hasn't he? Okay, so Garesh has a score of 17, adds his fight, which is 3, gives him a score of 20. Zombie has a score of 19, does not have any fight to add. And, oh, wow. With another swing of his blade, our hero clefts him from shoulder to groin and splits him in half. He would have scored a 20 points damage. We'd have taken away the zombie's armour, which was a 12, so that would score 8 points. The zombie's got 6 health, so the zombie is down. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to turn my heating off here. You might stop the blowing noise in the background, but it's getting really warm, and it stopped trying to snow as well. I think the light is starting to shine as our heroes are doing really well here in against the Shadowdeep. Right, here we go. The second zombie there is fighting Kaini. Kaini's got to fight a 4. She's a better fighter than our ranger. So here we go. Boom. And she's proved herself. Look at that. She scored a 19 to the zombie's 6. So there we go. She scores 19. Take away the zombie armor of 12 is a win of 7, and it's still enough to destroy this creature of evil, which has fallen by the wayside. We're starting to do well here, aren't we? Okay, what have we got left? We've got this zombie up in the corner here, is all I can see. He is going to move towards, using the chart, he would move again towards the treasure. So he's going to guard here in the middle of the forest. And now I've got my my companion's phase. So, okay, inside this building here, there is a clue, which you can see there. So I'm just going to lift it up, and I'm going to move our arcanist friend, who is going to move. Let me just check what his movement is. He is a Fortec is going to move 6, so that takes it into the building. Okay, so he goes into the building and he explores what treasure is in there. So let's find out exactly what treasure is in there actually, and see where we're going from here. Okay, right back to this is the Burning Light campaign for Rangers of Shadowdeep. Okay, guys. So no, it's not the Burning Light campaign for the Rangers of Shadowdeep. That is the next one. This is the introductory one, really, which is right at the start, which is the first thing is called the Missing. So that we're looking here. So anyway, let's have a look what he finds in there. I'm going to roll the white dice, and let me see. I can't see that. He scores a 15. 15. Okay, we're on turn 2, aren't we? So let's keep that there. He scores a 15. What's he find? Herbs. You find some herbs discarded by one of the villagers. Roll once on the herbs and potion table to see what you have discovered. This may be given to any member of your company after the scenario. So let's go to the herbs and potions table, which is further back in the book, and see exactly what he has found. Herbs and potions. Right, okay. Could be something very useful. Let's see what he can find. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Campaign. Boom, 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 boom. Ooh, here we go. Herbs and potions tapes. Another d20 roll. It's a 9. Silver hair. Now, what in the wild world of sports is silver hair? When burned, this herb gives off a smell that is repugnant to gnolls. All gnolls suffer -1 fight when in combat with the user. You must be delighted with that. So, silver hair is now in possession of our arcanist friend, and he has got that. So Fortec now owns silver hair. Let's hope we come across some gnolls, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon. Okay, here we go. He's gone into there. Others have got moved. Now, Kyra, she is really courageous, and she's trying to explore what's going on here. There is a treasure here, look, isn't there, right? She's got a movement of 6, which is going to take her to the entranceway, which is hidden behind here. And her second move will take her up the stairs of the tower until she overlooks the battlefield. Unfortunately, it's so dark she cannot see from far behind, and she makes her way up the mossy steps until she stands overlooking all in front of her. All she can hear is the cry of fights, of combat, of the clash of blades, and the moans of these dying zombies. So, up the top there is a treasure, but she needs an action to look at that treasure. So, we're going to wait until next turn to see what goes on there. And our other friend here is going to discover what else is on the board. Okay, now Bet, the Arcanist, is going to make her way over here where I believe there is a treasure. Now she can move there in 1, and she can use her second action to discover the treasure. So let's see exactly what she finds. And she rolls a 14. Herbs, my friend, herbs. Let's go back to that beloved herb table and see exactly what she finds. Okay, in the herbs, there must be herbs growing in these ruins by far. Number 6, Night Knock. Should I say that after a few points? Okay, Night Knock. A figure suffering from disease may take this herb before a scenario. The disease is cured, and the figure suffers no penalties for it in the next scenario. Now that's useful because, as you may know, this is a campaign game, and figures will move on and gain skills, etc. So yeah, Night Knock. And she is into her herbs. She is a healer, so that could come in handy at a future date. Right, okay. Let me just check. Make sure that you're all still there and you can all see what's going on. I don't want to be talking to myself, which I probably am, but there we are. Never mind. Okay, events table. Let's see what happens at the end of this turn. Okay, as we go into turn 3. Right. Here we go. Events table, turn 3. Bam. What card do I have drawn from here? I have red 6. Red 6, place a what? That's not the scenario I was looking at, but there's still a red 6. It said something about large vultures then, which I haven't got. Giant rats. Place 2 giant rats on the table adjacent to 2 randomly determined buildings. If possible, these rats should be placed out of line of sight of any heroes. If that's not possible, then place them close to a hero as possible. Okay, so we've got 3 buildings. Okay, we've got this building here, we've got this building here, we've got the tower itself. Oh, she's fallen there. Our base is a little bit too big, so I'm going to put it there. What I'm going to do is I am going to see what dice I've got. I've got a d6 here. I'm going to roll 1 or 2, it's this building. 3 or 4, it's that building. 5 or 6, it's the tower itself. 3 or 4. First one goes here. So here he comes, back from the box. Out of sight of anybody is the giant rat himself. Is back on, and there he is. 1 and 2, it's this building here, okay? I was only, as you know, had the 1 giant rat figure, so I'm going to go with one of these wonderful Otherworld miniature wolves, which I really, really like, and a part of a goblin and orc army that I've got for Saga Age of Magic, and he is going to go right there and just sort of poke his head out of the door here. So it's still dark, folks. It's still a lot going on, isn't there, as we go into turn 3 of this game. And then let's go back to our heroes then and see what we've got. Okay, we've got Garish, our Ranger of Shadowdeep. He is going to make a move and try and find out what treasures he has, okay? Still out here, so let's have a look. He has, I think he's got a good move, isn't he? He's going to move 7, which is quite a hefty move. So what he is going to do is try and get towards this treasure here and explore what we've got there. So this one's left the board. Okay. And he is going to move 7 inches. I don't think that's going to get him there. But he's going to use his second move, which would be half that, to get him to there. But that doesn't give him enough to explore this turn. So it just gets him there. Breaking up there, we have Keira. Sorry, that's not Keira. That's Kaini. I should have made the names a little bit different. She knows that there is more treasure to be found in these woods. And she's already had success here. So she's going to make her way up to that forest there, little knowing what evils lie within it, and she would have 2 moves which would give her a total of 9 inches, so that would put her around here. There we go. And let's turn around so that we can see that she's headed towards the forest. So there we go. It's time for the creatures here, guys. It's time for the creatures. Now then, let's start with our zombie friend up there near the treasure. He is in the middle of that forest, but he can hear our Kaini approaching. She's already got some treasure. We don't know what that is yet, but he hears her heavy footsteps as she makes her way across the board. And he, I believe, with his line of sight, although he's in the forest, I'm going to say that he's going to start making his way towards our hero as she approaches. Only a 4-inch move. Look what I just did there. Wow. I shot the last leaf off the trees of the forest that flew across the room. It's an omen, isn't it? It's got a 4-inch move. Let's have a look. That is going to get him into combat with her. There. Let's put him there. Right. Let's test her mettle then. I guess she comes up against this zombie and see what happens. Okay, she is very useful in a fight. She has +4. Zombie has +0. She's the white dice, he's the red. Look at that 19. Wow. She has smashed him into oblivion there. She has 19 +4 is 23. Zombie has got +0 and scores 11. His armor is 6. So she beats him by a 13 +6 is 17 points of damage. He can only take 6. He is impaled upon the tree here by her whirling blades, or a big club that she's actually got, and falls down to the ground and is heard of no more. Right then, okay. What's left on the board here? Right, we've got a giant rat. Giant rat here has got a good move, I believe. Let me have a look. Giant rat has got a move of, let's see, giant snake, giant spider. They love a giant creature in Rangers of Shadowdeep, move of 6. So he can see our arcanist friend over here, cannot see the wizard in the woods, in the building, sorry, and can move 9 inches. So he makes his way, skitters along the floor, and comes out here. Wow. Okay, this giant rat can see our hero as he's quite exposed there. So leaping out of the doorway, he rushes forward to do combat with Garesh, who is right there. Okay, so again, we go into combat. Our hero took a while to warm up, but now seems to be going okay. We'll take part in this combat against the giant rat. Let's have a look how he gets on. So join me, my friends, as we see. Giant rat is fight +0, hero is fight +3. That's a high score for both, isn't it? There's a lot of skill at arms being shown here by both the giant rat, stroke wolf, and our ranger Garesh. But I believe we've got the better of him. We have scored 21, giant rat scores 18. And with his armour, which is a mere 6 and a health of 1, he is sent back to whence he came, which is quite a feat. With a whir of blade and a yelp which resounds through the Shadowdeep, he is heard of no more. Okay, companions, look at that. Only this giant rat against us at the moment. Things are looking up, guys. We're looking up. We may explore exactly what's gone on here and find out exactly what has happened. Okay, Fortek. Fortek is in the house, looking at herbs. I believe he can do more than that, really, but here he comes. He's coming out of the building, and into this area here. Okay, so he's there. Already moved. Okay. In combat here with our giant rat. She's going to try and banish him from the ground. She scored a 9. Giant rat scores an 18. This is not looking good. Giant rat has got a base score of 18, and Abet has got a fight +2 on her 9, who scores her 11. So, oh my gosh, the giant rat has beaten her by, 18 to 11, right? So that's quite a lot, isn't it? So I take away her armour, which is 10, and she takes 8 points of damage, which is a massive blow. She only has 10, so she has been quite badly wounded by the giant rat. Look at that. You waited a long time for that bit of glory, my friend, but you've done really well there. Was that worth all the years you spent in that toolbox in the garage? Must have been cold. Starting to prove yourself right there. What a guy. Oof. Okay. I don't think there's any more creatures to move. So we go to Kaini, who's up in the tower, and find out exactly what she can find. Okay, let's have a look. Here she goes. She's in the tower. She is going to use her action to uncover a clue. So let's roll the dice and see what she uncovers. It's an 8. Strange tracks in the tower. You discover some very odd tracks. Make an immediate track roll 6, to see if you can determine their nature. Does she have any skills when it comes to tracking? Let's have a look. I probably don't think that she does not. But she's going to do a track roll. So target number is 6, so I'm just going to beat that target number to see exactly what she uncovers. Yep, she does. Strange tracks. I'd say they are wet footprints all over this tower. And she's uncovered what they are, but we don't know what they are yet. And at the end of the game, I give a little tick next to her because she gains experience points for coming across what she came across there and what she has uncovered. So, boom. What else? That is the end of that turn, I believe. So we now go to turn 4. Right. And we draw a card to see what happens. And it's red 5. It's red 5 standing by. Giant rat. Place 2 giant rats on the table to adjacent to 2 randomly determined buildings. If possible, the rat should be placed out of line, so it's exactly as no. It's not. That was number 6. Forgive me. Giant rat. Place 1 giant rat as near to a hero as it can get, while still being in contact with a building. If more than 1 hero would qualify, then roll randomly. Now, I believe that would be ideal for a giant rat to be, or a wolf in this case, to be creeping up on our wizard friend here, just out of the darkness, okay? I don't think anybody else is closer, so we'll have him there. Right, turn 4. Garesh is going to uncover the treasure that's right in front of him here. Okay, he's going to find out exactly what it is and see if it's going to be worth anything to us in this quest. Right, let's roll. He rolls a 9. Strange tracks, ladies and gentlemen. He uncovers strange tracks as well. I wonder what's been going around this this tower. Maybe some strange creature, maybe Bigfoot. But strange tracks have been found in 2 locations that may give us a clue as to what has caused the darkness to fall in this area. Let's see. He needs a tracking roll. Has he got a tracking skill? He does not, but he needs to beat the 6. Oh. You can tell that he has spent far too much time indoors over the years and fails to discover what the strange tracks are. But there we are. He knows something has been here. Bum bum. Right, now, within 6 inches of himself, we can see Bet. Okay, so Bet is there, so I'm going to use her in the hero phase to try and fight the giant rat himself. She is in desperate trouble, actually. So she needs to be able to help herself. Garesh could rush to her aid, but he will not get there. In fact, he's used one to check the one movement to check what that treasure was, and then he's got a 3.5, which should take him to around here. And he can see he's trying to get to her aid, but I'm not sure he's going to get there quick enough. Bet is going to fight the giant rat. 5 + 2 against the giant rats +0. Oh gosh. Look at that. She has scored a 14. Giant rat scores a straight 18. This giant rat is absolutely on fire now after I made fun of him earlier on. Okay, all right, giant rat. Giant rat scores 18. Bet scores 14. So it's a defeat for Bet. She has an armour of 10. So the giant rat slays her. It's a dark day. Bet falls to the ground and is attacked by the giant rat, and I hope we can save her. Actually, she's just fallen out of the picture, and we will have to discover at the end of the game what has happened to her. But the giant rat has been on a rampage and has actually she's fallen to the ground, and the giant rat continues to bite and attack her, much to the horror of Fortek and Garesh, who are trying to get to her aid, but have not managed to get there yet. And now, unbelievably, as he looks on in horror at what is happening just in front of him in the gloom and the darkness, from behind, as we go to the next phase, which is the creature phase, he is going to be attacked by this creature. Comes out of the darkness in order to fight it. Fortek has got fight +0, and the giant rat, or wolf as it is in this case, has got fight +0 as well. So it's a straight roll. No support for either of them. But look at that. He manages to whoosh, swirls around, and manages to beat the rat. He scores an 18. No pluses for that. And the giant rat, or giant wolf, scores a straight 16. The giant wolf has got I believe he's got an armour of 6 from what we've been looking at, is he? Giant rat, where is he? Armour of 6, so Fortek scores 18. Giant rat scores 16. Fortek beats the armour by a considerable amount. There's only a health of 1, and he managed to slay it out of the corner of his eye. Swirled around, and with an unlikely burst of skill at arms, managed to defeat our giant rat. Oof. Right. Other heroes. Are there any other treasures in the forest? Of course. Right, and we have our barbarian, Kaini, who's a move of 6. Now, I haven't played this up to this point, and we just remembered it. All this in here is rough ground. So, really, she should have half movement as she moves through this. So, there's about an inch takes her into the forest, and she will get to about here, and it'll have to be next turn before she can uncover in the forest exactly what happened. Great image. She looks great in there in the forest. Her red hair flowing. Her armour is camouflaged as well. She's making her way to discover exactly what is in there. Right, Kaini is going to make her way down out of the tower to the ground there, and Fortek, we've got this rat in front of us, haven't we? I don't think he wants to take him on in combat, and he doesn't really want to use that burning light at the moment, because I think we need to save that just in case something else comes on, something a bit more fearful. that we can that could be a struggle for us. So he's going to stay in this location, and he's going to keep an eye out at what goes on, and that's the end of that turn. Okay, so we're going into turn 5, and let's see what we've got. It's the 4. We've got a 4. Okay, so let's find out what happens on the events table for red 4. Zombie. Place a zombie adjacent to one randomly determined clue marker. We've only got one clue marker. So look at that. I think that rising from the dead is the zombie which Kaini fought earlier on. I believe that she blasted him. He was impaled on the tree, but dragging himself off the tree on this side, so he's close to the clue marker. He rises from the dead again in order to do battle with our heroes. Okay, turn 5. Garesh. Well, there's only one thing he can do, folks. Crying out in rage as he sees Bet hit the ground and look in serious trouble. He is going to rush the rat and find out exactly what that rat is made of. Okay, +3 for combat for him. Rat is +0. Oh, my friends. He is on fire. 19 or 20, he scores with a heroic blow special ability. He scores a critical hit, bashing the giant rat into oblivion. Score of 10 for the giant rat, a score of 22 for Garesh with his blade. And the giant rat, who only has one wound, remember, is taken off and banished to the box of tricks once more. No companions within space enough to be able to move at this phase, so we're going to go straight to the enemies, and our zombie here is going to attack Kaini out of the blue, out of the darkness. I don't think she's seen this coming. This could be a deadly combat. She was just making her way through the forest when all of a sudden, from nowhere, comes this zombie. Let's see what happens. She's got +4. Very, very good fighter. Oh, no. She scores a 6, so she's taken by surprise here. She scores a 6, and the zombie scores a 13. So she scored a 10 to the zombie's 13. Wow. Okay, Kaini's got armour of 11, so she's got very good armour on, but still takes 2 points of damage. So she had a health of 14, very good, very robust, but she is down to 12 hit points. So it's a bit of damage for her there. Oof, she's up against it. Okay. But luckily, now is her turn. So I believe that she is going to but I wonder if she can get there as well. We look at Kyra, the bodyguard, move a 6. Remember, that's half movement there. So she's going to, yeah, with her, if she moves twice, she rushes to the aid of Kyra here, and she can offer some support in combat against the zombie. So Kyra is now fighting with a +6 against the zombie. So let's see what happens. Oh, she still hasn't done that well, but I think she does win because she is now she's rolled an 8. The zombie has rolled a 12, so that puts her on a skill is +4 that gives her 12, and the support from her companion gives her a score of 14. So she does beat the zombie on a score of 12. Zombie's armour is, go back here, zombie's armour is 12, so her score of 14 does 2 points of damage, hitting the zombie from health 6 to health 4. So she damages the zombie, but he does not fall. Does not fall. Still up against it. Okay. Any more? There's nothing else we haven't uncovered, is there? It's only what's going on over there, really. So that's the companions. Okay, Fortek is going to stay where he is. Gorish has moved. Kaini and Kyra are in combat up there. So right, okay, turn 6. Let's find out what goes on. Number 4. No, I don't roll this. What am I doing? I do the cards, don't I? Not the roll of the dice. So let's find out what card we have. It's number 2, red 2. Zombies. Place 2 additional zombies on the table at centre points of 2 different randomly determined table edges. So, okay, randomly determined table edges. Where's my D4? Where's my D4? Where's my D4? I saw it just now. Yeah, here it is. Okay. So just like before, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. What is that, folks? You can see it. 3. 1, 2, 3. So we have a zombie back on here. And we also have a number 1. There's a lot of zombies come from that direction, isn't there? That we've come across during our battles here in the Shadowdeep. Right, okay, let's go. It's back to the start, which is the hero phase. So Garish spins around as he is the moan of the zombie into the arena. What's he going to do? Well, what he's going to do, folks, he's going to use his move to get as close as he can to that zombie. He's going to move a 7, so he may be able to get there here. Let's have a look. Definitely. Rushing across, he rushes in to do battle with the zombie here. +3 for him, +0 for the zombie. Oh, look at that. I think he's turned into man of the match here, isn't he? 17-4. That is going to give him a score of 20. It's going to give the zombie a score of 4. We take away the zombie's armor of 12. It's 8 points of damage. So no sooner does he come onto the board than he is hacked back off. That's looking pretty rough, isn't it? Other enemies. This, right, okay. Just come on the board. He can see Fortek must spin around as he witnesses what's going on in front of him. He turns around out the darkness, shuffling, comes his other zombie. Okay, he's going to move a 4. He's going to use both his moves, so I'll give him 6. So he moves to there. In horror, now is the chance. Now is the chance to use that burning light, isn't it? Now is the chance, but not yet, because with this zombie here is in combat with Kaini up there, which is going to be a bit of a fight, and he's already wounded her. So is he going to strike again? Is he going to do well? Let's see. He fight naught against fight +4 plus support, 6 points of fight. 20 against 17. They both showed a very high skill level, but that 20 does +5 points of damage. So, angered and hurt, she swings out with her club and absolutely obliterates the zombie. That'll give her a score of 25, +4, 29. The zombie's armor is 12. He's got 6 points of damage he can take. Absolutely destroys him. Whew! What a result that is. They both turn around. I think even the bladed bodyguard is impressed by that the show's skill. What a fantastic turn there from Kyra. Okay. Whew. Companions. He doesn't want to get in combat anymore. That's not his forte for 4-2. He's not his forte. So Fortek's forte is to actually try and banish the undead and get rid of them by using spells and the like. So summoning his spells that he's learned, especially for this encounter, he is going to try and see if he can get rid of that undead with the Burning Light. Burning Light, make a +3 attack against all undead creatures within 8 inches and line of sight of the caster. Okay, definitely within 8 inches, definitely within line of sight. So let's go, let's see what he's got. Oof! It's a rather clumsy attempt to cast the Burning Light, but the zombie did not do great himself. So, in a panic state, he manages to utter the magical words that will cast this spell. And a burning light shoots out from his hand and hits the zombie square in the face. He's got a score of 11 against the zombie's score of 2. However, it's still not enough to penetrate the zombie's armour of 12. So the zombie still shuffles towards him, even though this burning holy light has hit it square in the face. Whew. Tough going, Fortek. You've really had your eyes open here, haven't you? It's been a tough encounter for you. Okay. Companions as well. Kairi, who is up there, can approach the treasure for our companions up this way, and she is going to use the second action to find out exactly what that is in front of us. Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look. It's a roll. 11. A mutilated body. You discover a body with some strange bite marks that appear to have been poisonous. Immediately make a survival roll, target number 6, to see if you can determine their nature. I would say they are giant rats. Ah, I think she agrees with me. She succeeded in that test. And what we do at the end of the game, guys, is that she gets experience points for that, and she could gain and improve as a character. So, yeah, definitely. There seems to be a hive of giant rats in this area, doesn't it? And one of them has destroyed one of the old men-at-arms who once garrisoned this tower. So I will put a little marker next to her stat list to show that she has made that target number. Kaina has scored made a successful check there. Survival roll. Whew. Okay, and that's the end of that turn. We've still got creatures on the board. We have uncovered all the clue markers now, which is something. Okay, let me just check. Setup, 6 clue markers. One zombie, yep, special rules. Choose one. Didn't do that. There were a couple of special rules at the start, which I didn't do. Scenario ends of 8 turns are played. Okay, so we just carry on, I believe. So it's at the end of the turn. We're going into turn 7. We're almost there, guys. And now we draw a card. It's a red 8. Terror. The hero with the lowest will stat on the table must make an immediate will roll. Target number 16 or be overcome by fear. If the figure fails, it may not activate next turn. If more than one figure ties for the lowest will stat, all eligible fighters must make the roll. Well, let's have a look who's got the lowest will stat then. Garesh has got a will of +4, so he's quite willful. Fortek has got a will of +3. Kyra has got a will of +2. Meshte, who is -2, but he's off the board. And Kaini the Barbarian has got a will of +3. So, I bet the Arcanist, who's also off the board, has got a will +2. So the two lowest wills are actually off the board. But we've got Kaini and Kyra, will +2. So it's going to be her, the bodyguard, who must make a terror test. So that mutilated body, the giant rats, has really shaken her up, especially that zombie as well, who just come out of nowhere. And she's got to make a will test. The target number is 16, which is really high. She fails that. So for this turn, although it doesn't really affect what's going on too much, she would not be able to activate. So that leaves her there, basically in the middle of the forest, with Kaina trying to bring her around and help to make sure that we can carry on. Right, back to Garesh. Okay, it's his turn. He doesn't know what is happening, but he knows that there is trouble up here. So he's going to use his move to move there. Double move to there. Okay, now the creature's turn. There's only one creature on the board, which is this skeleton here, and he is going to, having taken that blast in the face, is going to move towards Fortek and attack him in combat. He's had a bit of an outing, our wizard friend here, but he is going to try and do battle with the zombie right in front of him. Let's see what he's got. Fight +0, but here we go. It's a straight roll off then. Ooh, he's lucky, isn't he? Look, he scored 11. The zombie has scored a 3. It's a wild swing from the zombie, which fails to do any damage. He would have won the combat, but with only 11, it's not even enough to beat the zombie's armor. So it hits the zombie, but he just staggers and carries on fighting, which leaves him in a bit of, a bit of trouble. But it's now the companion's phase, so he's going to try once more. He's cast his 2 spells. He's cast the, I don't think he can cast it anyway, but he's cast Burning Light, he's cast Magic Bolt. He's only got heal left, but he's going to try and fight off the zombie until Garesh can help him. So let's find out exactly what's happening. Oh, look at that. 9. Zombie scores 16. So the zombie has beaten him. Right, what's his armour? Fortek's armour is 10. So the zombie does 6 points of damage to him. He's got a health of 12, so he's down to 6. The zombie staggers him backwards and could be on the verge of slaying him here. Really, really, really tough going. Okay, up here, Kyra can't activate. She's overcome by fear. And we also have Kaini, who is going to stay with her, just in case something will arrive up there. I think we're okay here as we go towards the final turn. Let's see what the events bring us. Red 7. Okay, red 7 gives us collapse. One of the buildings determined randomly collapses. Any figure within or within 2 inches of the building suffers immediate +4 attack. So we have 3 buildings. So let's use my D6. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This could be a problem. That could be a problem. This collapses. So the fight, he staggers the zombie, who barges against the building, which then collapses down. And within 2 inches is Fortec and the zombie. So let's find out. Any figure in or within 2 inches suffers immediate +4 attack. So it collapses as they are fighting. They smash into it and it collapses down in front of them. So Fortec, okay, a +4 attack against him. Let's have a look. He is the white dice, building is the red dice. Oh. +4, 15 against 5. So that beats him, okay? So a score of 15 minus his armour of 10, 5 points of damage. He is in a dreadful state. He's really, really in trouble here. He's on 1 wound. 1 wound. That's all he's got left. That's a real struggle for him. So, wow. I hope he can overcome that and do battle. But let's see what happens to the zombie. Okay, in this case, the building will be the white dice, the zombie will be the red dice. Oh, building scores 14, zombie scores 14. So it's a draw. There's nothing that happens there to the zombie. So a beam from the building smashes on the head of Fortec, who was quite badly wounded by that blow. He's in a lot of trouble. He's in a lot of trouble unless Garish can save him here in the final turn. So let's see what happens. Whew, okay. It's the Ranger phase. So Garish here is going to rush forward and with his move, there's plenty of movement there, gets into combat with the zombie. He's going to desperately try and save his companion here from a further trial and tribulation. Let's see what he's got. And he's done it. Look at that. 19 for him to the zombie, who scores 10. Zombie's armor is 12, so that's 7 points of damage. 6 is enough to kill him. He makes the save. Right out of nowhere, makes the save, kills the zombie, and is back in and saves Forte, cradling in his arms as he lays there on 1 hit point. Wow. There are no enemies left on the board, unless I've embarrassed myself and there's somebody hiding around here, which I don't think there is. We have uncovered all the clues, and we have 4 companions still alive. Not entirely without wounds and have been quite badly hurt. 1, 2, 3 and 4. That's a great quest that's fulfilled, okay? So the game has been won. We have managed to survive 8 turns here on the at the Ruined Watchtower. We know, having been here now, that something has happened. We found mysterious tracks. We found a mutilated corpse. We know that the place has been overrun by zombies and the Shadowdeep is encroaching ever closer on the lands of Garish. And he is going to fight and do the best he can to actually overcome those in future battles. This system, we now, at the end of the game, we do a little experience point system. Now, I haven't really been keeping track of so I haven't really let myself go a bit here. But 2 experience points for each giant rat or zombie killed. Now, I believe that Garish is skilled 4. I think. I could be wrong, and you could be telling me that. So that would give him 8 points of experience. 8 XP. Plus 6 XP for each clue marker uncovered. I think he uncovered 1, didn't he? So 6 for him there. So that gives him 14. Plus 12 experience if Aventine's body is discovered. Well, it was not. Plus 5 if Aventine's sword is recovered. Well, it's not. Plus 15 if a survivor is found and lives to the end of the scenario. There was not. Plus 6 if the tracks are discovered and their nature successfully determined. She did uncover the tracks, didn't he? Kyra there. Kaini uncovered the tracks, and she also, I believe, is responsible for the death of 3 zombies. I might be wrong. Let's have a look. So that will give us 6, and that is 9 for her. And the mutilated body is discovered, and the nature of the bite mark successfully determined. Then Kyra discovered that, so that gives her 6 points of damage, and she's 6 experience points, and she has killed a zombie, I know. Okay, I'll do that off screen later on, guys, okay? Assuming all Rangers survive, proceed to scenario 2. We're playing a campaign, and unfortunately, during that hard-fought battle, I must say, 2 of our heroes fell, and that was Melchder the Hound and Bet the Arcanist, fell to the heavy blades of the zombies. So before I sort of work out my experience and move on to another scenario, which I hope you'll join me for, I've really enjoyed your company. Let's have a look at what happened to those, just so we can, I know you guys will, you can sleep at night now, can you? You discovered what's happened to Melchder and what's happened to Bet. So Melchder, what have you got? 9. Full recovery. He makes a full recovery and joins his master once more for further adventures. So we look forward to that. And Melchder, and Bet. 6. Oh, she's been badly wounded. I'm not surprised. The giant rat really attacked there. So what happens with a badly wounded? If the figure suffered a grievous wound, it will heal, but it's going to take time. If the figure is a ranger, it must start the next game at -5 health. If the figure is a companion, it either starts the next game at -5 health, or it may choose to sit out and rest the mission. So she will start our next game at -5 on her health, or we can ask her to stay behind and recover. So let's see, -5 health. That is that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me this afternoon. I really enjoyed that. Actually, it's a little single player game. It's something a little bit different. It's something that's it's quite entertaining, and it's where for a game by yourself on an afternoon while the pandemic rages around us. It's something that you can do quite easily and set up quite well. Thank you for joining me. That's been Rangers of Shadowdeep. Really enjoyed it. I hope you have. No doubt I've made a load of mistakes there. I've made a ton of mistakes. But at the end of the day, I've enjoyed the game. And I've really enjoyed getting these figures out, getting this bit of scenery out, and just playing a game on a Saturday afternoon. And I hope you've enjoyed watching it as well. Please let me know if you have or haven't. Please leave some comments down below. Please have a look and subscribe to my storytelling channel, which is Time Between Times Storytelling with Owen Staton, if you haven't already. And please, if you are willing, then like and subscribe here and join me for some more adventures as time goes by. Diolch yn fawr. Take care.